Hello, this is Willcol100, once again with Factorio. I think this episode is mainly going to be just cleaning up things, getting a little bit more power going, hooking up a few more oil wells maybe. We start working towards getting this one over here set up. Right now the coal and the iron coming in is working pretty well. Assuming we don't have any more interruptions at our existing oil wells, we should be getting actually a reasonable supply of oil coming in. Still generally having a shortage on advanced circuits, which is slowing down building things like roboports and stuff like that. But otherwise, everything seems to be going relatively well. 100 solar panels in storage. How many accumulators do we have in storage? We have 62. So I can probably go ahead and, using one of our blueprints, this blueprint, go ahead and just add more solar panels out here. Go ahead and add out a couple solar panels to extend our solar production. And now, because of how we're running things, I don't need to lift a finger. Structural Wells come out and build solar panels for me. In fact, we've got so many construction robots in the system that these 25 aren't even joining in. Granted, we probably don't have more than 100 something right to grab, right? So there's probably not enough stuff to grab. Okay, so going with what I was thinking, probably going to go ahead and move to working our way down here, so we can go ahead and take advantage of those oil wells. At some point I'll either need to explore out more radius, or go ahead and take up more bases. At least this one's probably going to start hiring more bases down here. But this one also would make a good place to put more radar dishes down to get more of an idea of what we have south of our lake here. North, we know we got this wide area out here with these one or two very large bases. Over here it's pretty scattered, so this might be a good way to expand into, depending on if there's any big bases, and so on and so forth. So we can see these are already getting laid out pretty quickly. What's the power looking like? I don't remember what the power was looking like over the last 10 minutes. I can give you a general gist of where we were. Roughly, we'd hit the power point where we were actually making enough solar power during the day that everything was turning off. We were actually getting surplus power, which is what we want. I think I'll save for a later episode when I have a little bit more time to think it out, how to make it so that we can turn the steam engines off during the night, so we're not using steam engines during the night. But that would be something to start working towards, right? Is having it so steam engines don't have to turn on during the day, and turn on during the night if we don't need them. Right now we're still probably a good distance away from that. Oh, one thing I forgot. So the reason why I wasn't building those is because I don't have the transformers yet. Because I just have to go ahead and build them. You can see kind of a back queue, which could become an issue if that were the sort of thing to continue. Okay. Oops, I have to remember I can't put the bags at the dump in the storage chest. In which case, as soon as 6 construction robots are free, they're going to get picked up and carried off to where they go. Once we do that, we'll see, well, if I was still hanging around to see the power rise, we'd have more power during the day. Okay, track. We probably have enough track to go ahead and start working on laying out the track. So I'm careful crossing the track here over here. I would not want to go splat. Laying track, of course. Yes, we've got this is probably going to be one of the longer routes, going out and down to that oil well, because we're going to be going out and around the lake. It'd probably be a little bit shorter if we went out the right side than the left side, but I'm going to go out the left side. I'm going to come off this, what is currently a T-junction, but you can kind of see the beginnings of how it's going to turn into a four-way junction. Why are the lights still red? Oh, because we got another train coming through. There we go, the green, no yellows, no train coming through, so that means I can, I'm not going to get run over if I'm standing in the middle of the train intersection. Okay, now I need straight track, I need curved track. I don't really need the rail signals yet, because nothing's going down the south side. At some point they're going to be needed as well. So we'll just stretch out the straight track like this. I'm going to get out of the intersection now, because there's no point in me standing in the intersection. You notice I'm going to go ahead and do it like this. And you notice there's going to be kind of more of like a repeating pattern. That's just going to get this thing to work, switch out into a four-way intersection. And there we go. So anytime you can turn left, right. Technically I need to put one in here, and oops, I went past it there. Now I just need to go ahead and lay the rest of the straight track, and we'll have a fully working four-way intersection. If you're used to playing train games like, or games with trains, like OpenTD, you'll probably recognize a pattern like this. This is a pretty simple pattern. That just happens to work to get four-way intersections like this. And this is the beginning of the four-way intersection, and I'll just be going ahead and stretching this out. Because I'm going to be going around the lake, I'll just go ahead and drag out the right side, the lake side, so that I can make sure it clears the lake. And then obviously, if it clears the lake, then whatever's on the left side will also clear the lake, assuming I don't run into any other obstacles that I can't easily go around. Another thing right ahead is I'm going to have to take a turn, which is expected for going around a circular object. Once again, I'm using the shotgun to clear out the way. Depending upon whether or not a version update comes before I finish this playthrough and move on to maybe a playthrough in 10. I know 10 currently has a bug, an unintentional bug. It's already been notified as stated as an unintentional bug by the game developers, or game creators, that the shotgun right now is not working as intended. Right now it's only shooting one shot. I'm still pointing back in 9.8, so I don't have that bug. Of course, I don't have anything else that comes with the new version of it. I'm noticing that I don't have any tools on me, so this is taking a while to do. Before we go ahead and do any more, I think it'd be a wise idea to actually go ahead and make... Don't have the steel on hand to make a steel axe, so we're making an iron axe. It's just going to be the way it is. Down to 23 more track. It's not probably not going to take us that far. We're already coming near the end of the track that we have. And there we go. So you can see the track space is going to come out. I'm going to go out and around. Most of the pollution is going to be localized at one end and the other. So that means I'm going to have to fortify the far end, and the close end's already fortified. So I'm going to go ahead back to base. I'm going to check to see how those solar panels are coming along. In fact, I can already get a statement here. The only thing they're missing are 10 accumulators, which isn't particularly bad. That just means we're just short of accumulators, which won't break anything if that's the case. So I'm going to walk back into our Roboport network, which will probably cause them to very quickly bring me the steel that I need, as well as... I don't really need any iron, but I need some steel, right? More steel to make more track. Probably go ahead and put my pointer on one of these chests along the way to see how our things are coming. So yeah, we got 14 spare solar panels and we're out of accumulators. The accumulator problem will hopefully fix before the designs time out. But either way, at some point I'm going to have to go ahead and build another Roboport, because we've actually... Roughly, that's about as much as going to get built on that Roboport. More productivity modules have come to me, so I'll go ahead and place those in the furnaces so we get a little more material efficiency on our input. I have to walk through our maze here. Forgot about this maze I made it earlier time, which I actually can't walk through that way. Things are still coming to me, so here's all the steel, a lot of advanced circuits, not quite enough to go ahead and make a Roboport yet, which I will need. We'll need at least one more Roboport to get, or I will need another Roboport to expand the solar panel zone. Oh, for the laser turrets, should be fine. We've got 20 laser turrets in the system, in addition to all the ones I have on me. I believe it was the steel ones that I hadn't got all the productivity in. It looks to be the case. Or maybe I got productivity everywhere and I'm just... granted, I believe it was the end of the row. Right, it's the new stuff that might not have the productivity. Yes, not all of it quite has productivity yet. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to... I believe it's Alt left click? Yes, Alt click. Just make sure that we fill these things up with productivity modules. So, I think that was the last one missing productivity module. So there we go. A lot more efficiency. Of course, as you can see, we're not going through the iron at the moment because I'm not going through the transport belts at the moment. And that's our main consumer. Our main consumer of iron at peak times is transport belts. Our next major consumer of iron is probably the circuits. But that's consuming wire a lot quicker. There we go. I probably have... Other than I can go ahead and up to the next tier, and I can go from this tier to the next tier. I probably have enough productivity modules. Assuming that I'm going to stick to level 1, which is what I am going to do for the moment. So they're very high cost. I'm going to switch... You're going to switch from productivity module to... speed? Do I want speed, or do I... Well, we already got one on efficiency, so I'm going to switch back up to speed. And we're going to switch this to speed. Simply for speed is a requirement to upgrade something between 2 to 3, which per output is more energy efficient. It's not more energy efficient overall. It will consume more energy per period of time, but you'll get a little higher efficiency per output. Okay, so... what am I looking for? Oh yes, I was looking for track, and we're actually short on stone. Do I have stone in the system? Yes, I do have stone in the system, so I can just request it. Bring me stone. And we want 1 stone per steel. So yes, just letting it bring me the stone like that will work perfectly fine. And then it'll give me the stone, then I need to queue up the track. So I'm just going to queue up all the straight rail. Nice, nice dense leg click. I'm just going to shift left click at all. The only thing we're missing is the iron sticks. Yeah, iron sticks. Once they bring me the steel plate and stone, so I'm going to let them go ahead and bring me back the stone and the steel again. We have spare steel in the system, so I can go make more track. At some point it might make sense to mass produce track. Simply to lower the micro time on building this stuff. But right now I'm more focused on having the robots lay out solar panels and stuff like that, which also takes steel. So we have, oh, here they come with steel. So let's say, oh, we might actually have a shortage of steel, which is not the case. Just it took them time to fly across the factory to bring the steel that I wanted. Also at some point it might be worth putting more roboports in the system, or increasing the roboport density in the system so that we get more charging ports for the robots, for the flying robots, so they don't crash as frequently, so we can have a little higher usage of them without a lot of crashing. They've already brought me all the steel. I'm once again going to just shift-click more rail. We're going to need a lot of rail to go all the way around the lake, so I don't think it's going to be wasted. And there probably, once again, there's going to be a giant string of them going to get me stone. Well, there is a giant string of them going to get me stone. They're going up to a stone mine, probably. I switch that. I have a feeling they're going to a... Ah yes, they're going to a passive provider chest of stone. So they're going to go ahead and pick the stone and bring it down to me. From the other direction, we've got the ones carrying iron and steel. Steel ones are probably a little farther out. Now there's a few of the steel ones coming along now. And we'll just gather this up and go and start laying a bit more rail. Get a little farther around. Once again, we're still 9 accumulators short, but it's 9 accumulators. It's not going to end anything. As you can see, we get up to full power, and when we're up there, we're pulling the steam engines, we're pulling maximum solar power, and then we finish off the accumulators. So, if we have enough accumulator power, obviously the goal would be we don't have these steam engines turn on as frequently, or as early in the night, right? So that the accumulator can discharge, so that we have more time when the solar panels are running full without the steam engine. That probably be something that'll work out as soon as we get this rail line put out. So just figure out a way to set it up so that we can have the accumulators not, or have the steam engines not running full time. Have them kick on when we need the power, not when we're just going through the day-night cycle. Granted, one immediate result of that is we're going to need less solid fuel, which may result in our light oil backing up, which actually is the case. Our light oil is backing up. I do have a chemical plant that is converting light oil into petroleum. I may want more of those. I may not. I don't know. Haven't really decided yet. At the moment I'm going with probably not. Or at least that it's not necessary yet. It's back to laying track. I'm also going to queue up behind those a few more shotgun shells. I got the iron and copper plates on me, so it's not really an issue. Because these will probably be enough for clearing out the trees that I'm using at this point. But it'd be good to not let the shotgun shells run out in case I need to fight off the bugs at any time. I am a priority target, and trying to run back to base with no ammo is not going to work. Granted, I do have some armor-piercing rounds to go in my submachine gun, which, from experience, armor-piercing rounds are very, very effective. I just don't like the fact that they cost steel. They're very expensive for that steel. Okay, look back at the map. I think we have gone... Oops. I clicked the right hotkeys to get back. I think we've gone far enough that we can go straight south from here. And stretch this out like this. And again, it's a really long way to go. So this is going to take a while to get all these track laid. In fact, I'm probably going to have to go back and get more track. That's the first stack of track getting consumed there. Once again, I'm using the shotgun-like chainsaw. Just to quickly get through the trees here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make another turn. I'm thinking we're hitting about roughly where we want to start turning again. And also, I have discovered what appears to be an alien base. Is it an alien base or is it a worm encampment? It is an alien base protected by worms. It owns only 2 buyer spawners, but there's quite a few worms there. I can go ahead and continue laying the track, but it's probably a little closer than I want it for actually running trains on that track. Right now, because those won't aggro to the train. And once the train goes driving by, they obviously still won't be aggro to the train. But they'll instead aggro on the track itself. And it is made out of steel. It's not incredibly cheap. Oh, there's one tree that I'm not recognizing as a tree there. You can see we can get down to where the power is. Actually, I could probably clear that out right about now. If we've got power, I've got laser turrets, so laser turrets won't be an issue. Just going to be stringing out the power. Go ahead and keep a few more of the big poles, so I can get in close enough. Probably actually... yeah, I'm going to be wanting that second big pole. Now let's put down a few towers to defend this pole. I already see that I've already aggroed a few of them. I'm going to upgrade that from a few to a moderate amount. And those actually seem to have done it. They don't seem to be that many. I'm going to go medium poles up the rest of the way if I can. Okay, one of the turrets will get aggroed on me. I think it aggroed. It must have not. Go ahead and lay down the turrets. And shoot at the base. Aggro the big ones. And engaged one of the worms. One of the bigger worms. Of course the worms go ahead and take out one of my towers. So why I'm getting so many towers, right, is the worms are very good at taking out the towers. Taking another tower. It's not really much of a big deal as long as the towers are still advancing, right? They're taking out the things in order. And that is all of my laser towers I took along with me. But you can see that very quickly just took out the bases. We no longer have a bug problem too close to the tracks. We did probably consume a lot of our nighttime power reserves, but that is okay, as long as we don't go through all the accumulators during the middle of the night. So yeah, I'm definitely, if I can avoid it, not going to build more steam engines, so we can keep the pollution down. I'm going to go ahead and lay the rest of the track. I'm going to clean this up between videos, just to save us a little bit more time, because it does take a while to clean these things up. A bit of a lag spike there. And I'll focus instead on getting this track out. We have 1.5, about 2 stacks worth of tracks, so we can get a bit of a reasonable distance. Oops, not, I wanted R. Okay, so we want to go back on a diagonal like that. I still have a little bit more to actually go. I went straight just a little too soon. Actually, no, I'll probably... nah, it's fine. It's better to stick closer to the lake than to not. So we are pretty much going around in a circle from our original position, so minimizing that track, the best way to do that is to stay as close as possible to the lake. Yep. Can I move this panel? Oh yeah, I can move it. Fine. Now we're looking at... let's go a little farther forward this straight. Doing the fairfield will be fine, I think. Might be cutting it a little close. If you're going to cover 2 dimensions instead of just going in a straight line, I think the curve is actually a little bit more efficient for covering 2 dimensions. So we'll just take this straight out. I'm going to find out very quickly that we are not good to go. I do need to go like this. And it's a simple just adjustment like that. And there we are. We're pretty much good to go. It's straight from here. We actually have enough track to get most of the way there. And that's the end of the track. But the oil wells are just a bit over here. Under the trees here? Yeah, probably they're under these trees. So I'll go over here and shotgun out a few trees that are in the way to kind of show off where the oil wells are. Where's it coming for? It's coming for these 4 over here. Can clearly be seen on the minimap when we're zoomed in a bit on the minimap, right? I believe that is one of them right there. Just quickly clear out enough trees that you can see. So yeah, 91% on that oil well, 81% on that one. No, there was at least the mini-maps. Just there's 4 of them. I'm zoomed out. I can find them clumped under the trees here. I'm having a hard time trying to find one of these trees. Now there's another one. Yeah, so here we are. Now I clear the trees out. So 180%, or 118%, 88%, 81%, 91%. So worst case scenario, at least 0.4 more oil coming out a second. That'll be added via delivery by train to our main place. Initially, it's going to give us a lot more because the oil wells aren't practically dry at start, right? And we'll take a little bit more to defend it, but that should not be too much of an issue. Unless there's the odd one here and there that I'm not tapping into. Usually I'm not tapping into them simply because it's not, I don't think it's worth fuel for the train to stop at a station where there's only one. At some point, once the bases are chased farther away, right, I might go ahead and say, on this one, once I know I've got stuff out here, that nothing's going to be here, I might just put down the well here and just pipe it back. Or pipe to the closest train station. But initially, right now, I'm going to be focusing more on the bigger well deposits. Because they're just going to be more fuel efficient for trains to go pick up. So, I'm Willcol100. If you've liked this episode and want to see more, please leave a like and a subscription. The like helps me by allowing me to determine approximately how many people want to see more. And the subscription does roughly similar to me as a YouTuber. It allows me to see how many people are actually actively watching my stuff. As for you, it's primarily the best way for you to see when new content comes out by any YouTuber. So in my case, I'm asking you, if you do want to see more, just go ahead and subscribe, because it helps me by allowing me to judge how many people are watching me, and it helps you by literally notifying you when new stuff comes out. If you have any comments on what you'd like me to see do better in my playthroughs, or what you'd like to see me play, again, please leave us a comment section. I do want to know what you want to see me do. I'm not some magical mind reader. I can't predict what you want unless you tell me. Until next time, this is Willcol100. And of course, between episodes I'm going to go ahead and clean this up. I'm going to walk back to this because we need more iron. Until next time, Willcol100.